Hello, Bill Molyneux here, Fast Play War Games, Nottingham Wargaming Group, and I'm outside of Reading, Pennsylvania at Conrad Weiser Homestead Park and his entire his home and the outbuildings and such. Charter Day for Pennsylvania is the second Sunday in March, and we're going to walk around Conrad Weiser's 26-acre park here. It's snowing, it's cold, it's March 12th, a Saturday. I have a French Indian War event here on the 13th, but I drove in today. It is supposed to clear up. So we're going to go visit some of these buildings. And I don't normally do a lot of these historic videos, but let's see how I do with this one. And I'll pause and go to another building. Well, here we are at one of the main homes. There's a nice museum in this building. I believe the office for the site is up there where that air conditioner is. We'll follow along the path. Now, there's the spring house. And of course, that's where you would store your milk and butter, and it has several layers, and also an oven in there, a kitchen. And it's cold out here. 4 or 5 days ago in Maryland, where I live, it was almost 80 degrees. So this building here is said to probably be his original home. Inside is a very nice museum. Try to get a further back picture of it without killing myself walking in the snow. So here's the building that's probably his original home. Now, Conrad Weiser, he negotiated with the natives in this area, and he traveled all through Pennsylvania, and he was instrumental on talking the natives into supporting the British rather than the French, or going neutral. And the French army desperately needed the natives' assistance during the French Indian War, and that was one of the reasons the French did lose the French Indian War, was the loss of their native allies. Wow, let's go up and look at the graveyard where Conrad is buried. And I'll pause it here. Well, this is Conrad's tombstone. And these other blocks throughout this small cemetery are where Native American chiefs are buried that he negotiated with. And this park has a lot of nice monuments in it. It's a lot nicer to visit this park in the summer. Here's a neat monument to Conrad Weiser. So in this part of Pennsylvania, he's quite well known. But in the world of the French Indian War world, he's well known. But other than that, he's sort of fallen to the side of other historic figures during our nation's history. We're going to walk down and look at a really neat statue. I'm going to pause the video. As I'm walking to the statue we're heading to, this is the area that our reenactment will take place tomorrow. This little wooden grove area. And I know they said we're only supposed to get a couple inches of snow, but I'm going to say there's a solid 4 inches on the ground. I am wearing a French Indian War capot, covered in wool, and my French Melisse toque. and I have my French and Indian war mittens on. But I'm still a little chilly. We'll stop the video here and walk up to our next statue. Well, I think this statue is really nice. For Native Americans, if you really think about it, there are not a lot of Native American statues. And this was erected in 1927. And he's a pretty big bronze native. And I won't even attempt to pronounce his name. Now, if I had Debbie Swartz or Dennis McKibben, Native American historians that know a lot more than I will ever know, but many people in my YouTube world will never get to this park. Jack Brendel, way over in Arizona, my good friend Jack, John, and the whole sheriff's department. You guys aren't too far from Redding, from Broome County, New York. This could be a fun road trip to visit the Amish area in Lancaster and stop here. Well, I've been here many times and done many events for Lynn Otto, who runs a lot of these historic sites for the volunteer side of things. And this park is really beautiful in the summer. I'm going to pause it here. We're going to go visit a couple more statues. Well, I'm heading to the main house, but I thought I'd just take a moment here and pan the scenery. This is a beautiful 26-acre park. Lots of benches, walkways. There's a lot of trees. And there's also a pond, which I'll zap the pond when we get over to it. But if you are in the Lancaster Redding area, right off of Route 422, this is really a neat little historic site that's overlooked probably by a lot of people. Let's head over to that building. Well, here we are at the front of the main house, and I hear the geese. And yes, it's quite windy out, and it's darn cold. Now, the Native American encampment is across that little bridge, and I have stayed there when I've portrayed Native American with Jeff Solomon and Debbie Swartz the turtle. So it's actually quite pretty here, even though it's snowing, and I have been here with snow before too. So we have a Canadian geese, or I guess it looks like just one out there. And then behind me is a World War I statue made out of marble. You know, we're in a conflict now, or the Ukraine is, and we're giving them aid against Russia. This is March 12th, 2022, and it's always amazes me how the past wars have statues and monuments built to be the final war. And it never seems to be the case. That it just keeps going on and on and on. Wow. One of the reasons I like to help teach history, both with fast play war games and my reenacting and miniature wargaming, is all the lives that are lost in the military conflicts, and sometimes they can't be helped when you have a bad person in charge of situations that need to be stopped. But that's about it for my political rant from Conrad Weiser's outside of Reading, Pennsylvania off of Route 422. I'm getting quite nippy cold, so I'm going to say stay safe, be kind, be courteous, like my video, leave some comments. I actually tromped around out here for over 30 minutes to bring you this video in the snow and wind. Thank you.